us up on Twitter at 107 The Score.
Next thing you want to do is ditch the terrier and get yourself a proper dog. Any dog under 50 pounds is a cat, and cats are pointless.
And now, live, this is the end of the bench on your home for midday sports talk. 100.7 The Score.
Hey, what's happening? Good Wednesday morning. Welcome to the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com, and yours worldwide on the 100.7 The Score mobile app. That means you can even listen in if you're up in PP Township, Ohio. Alongside David Collier, I'm Choice Woodman. Lucas White, right behind the glass, taking care of us. You too can join the conversation with your thoughts, comments, questions, allegations, and accusations. Also welcome through the Yates Florence Center chat line on that 100.7 The Score mobile app. Got plenty to dive into today, and a whole lot of nothing that we learned yesterday. I think. Maybe David learned a little bit more than me. The Alliance thing kind of sort of happened yesterday, though still not sure what it is after all of that happened. Texas Tech football did put out some actual concrete news, as David predicted, maybe a smidge earlier.
I don't know that I'm going to take credit for that prediction. I think everybody did
the correct day.
Yeah. Well, that was easy because we weren't going to be able to talk to Coach until next Tuesday.
Well, Texas Tech beat Matt Wells to the punch, or Matt Wells beat Matt Wells to the punch, depending how you're looking at it. And they put out a press release. Before he spoke to the media, Tyler Shuck, no surprise, pretty well anywhere, has been announced as the Red Raiders starting quarterback. We'll get into that conversation, including a crazy nut job of a fan on Twitter's prediction for the Big 12 Conference. We will also dive into the latest in conference realignment as we cut another timeline sort of for the Pac-12 Conference and what that could mean. And it is at Texas Tech and other places, and it's the first week or second week of school most places. David, you and I are still learning each other. There's an exercise we used to do back in the first week of school called Two Truths and a Lie.
Okay. We're doing that now?
No.
I know.
We will do it. Two truths and a lie to learn each other. Lucas will participate as well, where we have to guess what the lie is. So I'm going to check how good of a bluffer you are.
Well, I'm very good, but I guess we'll find out.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, that's all I play when I go to Vegas.
Like Texas Hold'em?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Like, so you're sitting at the table for hours with these other guys?
Yep. I stink at blackjack. I can at least somewhat control how long I sit at the table if I play poker.
But yeah, it's a long time. That's too long for me. I like to be able to get up and move a little.
You can get up whenever you fold your hand, just so that you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't make you just sit there all the time.
We will... Did you learn anything? Maybe I'm a little bit too strong with those words. Did you learn anything from the Alliance press conference yesterday?
Well, yeah, lots of stuff.
Okay.
I mean, they're committed to gender equality, the future structure of the NCAA.
These were all the problems.
Social justice, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Sure.
Strong academic experience and support. Right? Those are just a handful of the things that I learned about. Federal legislative efforts.
Yeah.
I learned that...
What does this mean exactly? Just the basic legislative efforts. Okay, sorry.
But the only thing that we really learned, and I guess we technically knew, we were trying to figure out exactly, but yesterday we were talking about this, but all it is, just to let you guys know, the three of us are all working together to make sure that the college football playoff is to our liking and doesn't 100% benefit the SEC.
That's essentially it. And run completely through ESPN as well. Yeah, so that was actually something real you learned there.
That was the only thing, but I guess we kind of knew that we were all working together against the SEC, so it had to be involving the expansion of the college football playoff. But other than that, not much.
I think Lucas will help us out with this, but the vast majority Lucas, the vast majority of the people felt like this after watching this.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
That was the first thing I thought of whenever, I was listening to that, like halfway through. It's like, these are babbling people that I'm learning nothing from. So, maybe someone else that's a lot smarter than me actually took something away from it, gender equality wise or something like that. But, was hoping to get in there, was kind of alluded to that we would learn something regarding conference expansion. They did a little tease there.
Yeah, George Kliavkov. I was listening to this thing, and he goes, "We are in favor of expansion of the college football playoff," and he basically played it just like that, just to get all of the people in the Big 12 to get their ears perk up a little, just a tad bit, only to tease us with the college football playoff line right afterwards. No, there was very little learned from that whole thing, other than, that the one thing we really learned about these three conferences, a lot, because they didn't sign anything. It's just all about trust there in the Pac-12, Big Ten, and ACC.
That was probably the most shocking revelation of it all. It's like, hey, we're all very naive, or actually don't trust each other to sign something, so we're going to say we trust each other and see where that gets us.
Well, and I can't remember who they asked it to. I can't remember if it was Kevin Warren, it was Bruce Feldman that asked a question about that. Yeah, and he was like, well, as a lawyer, I was always taught that, if you had to sign a contract, you probably didn't trust the other side in the first place. And I was like, you guys signed a TV contract, I mean, you have to
trust ESPN, obviously.
Well, Fox, yeah.
Fox told him. Well, hey, even if you do sign a contract, you don't want to get in the bed with certain parties, i.e., Texas and Oklahoma, because there were signed contracts there, and still, I would guess most of the people in the Big 12 would say they don't trust Texas. Mostly Texas. Oklahoma is like, okay,
you cannot trust them too.
Texas is more so they kind of crashed the conference in the first place. A few letters back.
I know we're going to be talking about this over the next 2 hours, but I think it gets down to actions maybe speak louder than words, and as much as you hate Texas and Oklahoma and this whole thing, how they handled it was behind closed doors and very quiet. How the Pac-12 is handling this, and I say the Pac-12 because I think they're running the show, and the other two are just sitting back. They're doing it all out in public, and it's kind of different, Very different. We're great. We're in this alliance, telling everybody how important the Pac-12 conference is, and the more they talk, the more I don't believe it.
I'm drinking David's Kool-Aid now. We're going to the SEC.
There we go.
It's happening.
Maybe not.
After this alliance thing, maybe. I hope. We will get to Texas Tech football, including a crazy rollover plan that they've put out. It's kind of cool. We got some headlines for the next 100.7 Score.
More than just the score. 100.7 The Score.
With your Double T Network Sports Center, I'm Jeff McGuire. Texas Tech football head coach Matt Wells named Tyler Shough the starting quarterback for the upcoming season. Shough transferred to Tech after starting at Oregon. He and the rest of the Red Raiders are putting the game plan for the University of Houston on September 4th. You can hear it on Double T, 97.3 and 100.7 The Score.
Close swings, and he hits one deep to right. Straight away and back, and that ball is history. A 3-run Jimmy Jam back for Nathaniel Lowe here in the top of the first. The Rangers grab a 3-0 lead.
Texas Rangers got a pair of 3-run Jimmy Jacks in a 7-3 win over the Cleveland Indians. Taylor Hearn and 4 relievers held Cleveland's offense in check after they had scored 17 runs and winning 3 straight. Game 2 tonight at 5:30 on Double T 97.3. Houston Astros blanked the Kansas City Royals 4-0. Luis Garcia pitched into the 7th inning and 2 relievers completed a 4-hitter. Rubber matches today at 12:35 on 100.7 The Score. More good news for the Astros is that Alex Bregman will be activated off the IL for today's game. Bregman has been out since he strained his left quadricep on June 15th. Bregman was hitting .275 with 7 homers and 34 RBI this season. Follow us on Facebook under Lubbock Sports Station at Double T 97.3 on Twitter and on Instagram. I'm Jeff McGuire for the Double T Sports Network.
You can be kept in the loop, or you can be part of the loop. It's a win-win situation. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at 107 The Score.
Join 100.7 The Score, the 5th annual PSBLCA Golf Tournament to benefit Lutheran youth campers of the Texas Panhandle on Saturday, September 11th. The 4th-person scramble will be at Shadow Hills Golf Course and feature plenty of prizes and lunches included. Each golfer will also receive a commemorative 9/11 golf ball. Contact Laura Trulock at Hope Lutheran Church for more information. It's the 5th annual PSBLCA Golf Tournament on Saturday, September 11th at Shadow Hills Golf Course, presented by your friends at 100.7 The Score.
When searching for the perfect pre-owned vehicle, we have many choices. Infinity Atlantic features a selection of pre-owned vehicles that are handpicked by our team of professionals. Infinity Atlantic is a family dealership, so we have access to hundreds of the highest quality pre-owned vehicles at all times. When you purchase a pre-owned vehicle from family-owned Infinity Atlantic, rest assured that you receive the very best in service. Affordable luxury is yours today out at Infinity Atlantic.
I'll be in my suite. I'll be in my suite. I'll be in my suite. That sounds good, however you say it. And now that you can rent a beautiful suite at Globe Life Field for a Rangers game, you could soon be directing people to your ballpark suite. Whether you're celebrating an occasion or simply want an exclusive, private space to watch the game with friends, we've got a suite that's right for you. Let us help you find it at 972 Rangers or at TexasRangers.com. Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
Jelly. Jelly adjective. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit AdoptUSKids.org, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council. Why do we ignore the things that give us pause, that seem out of place, that don't feel right? The answer to why defines who we are. So if you see something, why do you say something?
I see safe for my friends.
For my community.
For my family.
For each other. Because all of this matters. We all have something worth protecting. So why do you see fit? Report suspicious activity to local authorities. If you see something, say something.
You know what time it is?
9:15. Let's have a great day, everybody.
Filling you in on last night's scores and keeping you up to date with the latest sports headlines of today.
What?
This is what you need to know.
Glad to be with you on a Wednesday. It is the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Happy Hump Day. And with Happy Hump Day, you get happy headlines. He's David. I'm Joyce, and these are your headlines. We'll start off with the Texas Rangers. Extremely happy there as they win 7-3 over the Cleveland Future Guardians. I've heard Eric Nadel go a few different things. I don't think he calls them Indians anymore.
Really?
He goes Future Guardians or just calls them the Clevelands at this point since they have made their announcement. So 7-3 victory yesterday. Nathaniel Lowe.
Yeah, Nathaniel, please.
Had a 5-hit day. Not too shabby. Including a dinger in there. So Rangers get the W there. Also, Rangers, sorry, I should probably tell you, they're playing again today. Same team, same time, same place. Rangers at Cleveland. 6-10 on the first pitch 5:30 coverage start time. You can find that one over on Double T 97.3. Astros in the good fortune as well yesterday as they win over the Royals 4-0 over those pesky Royals who have given them fits this year. The Astros will go for the series victory as they play today against Kansas City. It's an early affair, which you can find right here on 100.7 The Score. 1:10 first pitch from Houston, 12:35 on coverage start time. Find it right here on 100.7 The Score.
We'll continue on baseball, my daily Josh Young update. Went 3 for 3 yesterday.
That's not bad.
Run scored in a 3-2 win.
Okay.
More importantly, if you want to get in the car and maybe take a little bit of a drive this weekend, might be your last chance before you go watch Texas Tech on Saturday, right?
Okay.
Josh Young and the Round Rock Express will be in Albuquerque starting Thursday.
It's not a bad drive.
It's not a great drive.
No.
Certainly not Amarillo, but
It's what, 5 hours from here?
yeah, I think so. 4.5, 5, something like that. Yeah, it's not.
You drive fast.
No.
With that Chuck Leadfoot?
Nope. I do the speed limit, trust me.
You do seem like a guy that would do the speed limit. Not even make 4 or 5 over?
I'll go like, yeah, well, not 5. I keep it under 5.
5's got 5 is
No, that's what I figure. I'd probably do like 2, 3 over. Yep. I don't want a ticket. I don't want to pay for a ticket.
When's the last time you got pulled over?
Man, a handful of years. It's been a while.
3 weeks, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Young Pup Lucas. And? Result?
Speeding ticket.
Oh my gosh! So you're playing the sports card lottery to try to pay for the speeding ticket now.
Now you're getting it.
Okay. Well, it's all coming together. You're supposed to make money off of that. Just try to pay for that speeding ticket, then it gets a little tougher. Did you just have Casey pay for it for you?
No, I paid for it myself.
Man. What good is she?
She offered.
Oh, she did.
She did.
Better lock that up. Seems like a pretty good one for you, Lucas. Yeah, so you can't even remember the last time you got pulled over?
No,
So
I really
last
don't.
time you got a ticket?
The
Longer? Or was it the same?
It was actually a different time, yeah. It's been a while. I honestly don't remember. It's probably been 3, 4 years or something like that.
Follower David over here. Which is good, I guess. I am fine on not usually getting pulled over and following the rules until we get into stupid areas of eastern New Mexico that will just want to go 55 on highways that should be 80. Hate those. Hate those areas. Clovis, I'm talking to you. Portales, all that.
I don't spend much time driving around Clovis.
You should head over to eastern New Mexico. It looks basically the same as there.
Yeah, I've been there. I've driven through it. I just don't typically stay.
There's not a lot to stay for. Love you. Know you're in our listening range, but you know it too. Tyler Shuck, if you just missed the news, well, when we talked about it a little bit ago, or yesterday, Tyler Shuck has been announced as the QB1 for Matt Wells and Texas Tech. Not a surprise here. It was pretty evident for anybody that's been watching practice, for anybody that went to the scrimmage on Saturday. He's been getting pretty well all of the #1 reps. So not a surprise. This is a guy who racked up almost 1,500 plus yards last year at Oregon, 13 touchdowns. More importantly, led his team to a 5-2 record and a Pac-12 title. Hey, he can do it again next year.
Yeah. Wishful thinking from Troy.
No, we're going to the SEC. I'm not wishing for the Pac-12 anymore. I'm setting my sights higher. Had those shrooms you gave me yesterday, and I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I think the bigger news out of that probably from yesterday was the fact that Henry Columbia, not that it was big news, because remember on Saturday, Coach Wells said, oh, the other 3 are fighting for that second spot on the roster, and Coach said Henry Columbia was the backup heading into the Houston opener. The other 2 would continue to battle for that number 3 spot. Yeah, we've known this since spring, right? There was a big, long meeting after practice yesterday. It seemed extremely long. But I doubt that Coach Wells was standing there giving this great pep talk, and then he had the football, and then he slowly flipped the football in slow motion to Tyler Shuck and said the ball's in your court.
Yeah,
I can't imagine it was that dramatic. It was probably like, oh, you want to transfer here? Okay, well, yeah, we'll probably start next year, but let's just hold off.
We're not going to guarantee it, but we're going to say there's a really good chance. Probably some winking going on there.
Although it would really been cool if they would have done the whole football bit. Maybe they could have had that for social media.
That would have been great.
We, us, we. Us, we, our. I don't know what it is. It's one of those.
You have got me all jacked up. Which one is it?
I don't know.
We, us, our.
Sure.
Maybe. I don't even know. I am curious. Like, if Tyler Shuck didn't transfer to Texas Tech, I am very curious to know what that would have looked like between the three other guys. Because I think Columbia is an easy safety blanket as a number 2 quarterback. But then do you get into the territory of, you got 2 freshmen that have high ceilings, bright futures ahead. Do we want to go ahead and get them jump-started? So it would have been a pretty interesting thing. I think Tyler Shuck took all competition out of the number 1 spot, which is a good thing. It's a great thing, especially if you're a coach like Matt Wells, who really needs to win this year. Then that stability feels pretty good. And it doesn't feel like you've had this kind of stability in a while heading into a season. That being said, a lot of people were fairly high heading into last year with Alan Bowman. Not everybody, but a lot of people were. So, we'll see. Hopefully Tyler Shuck can live up to the hype, because there was some hype surrounding his name. This is rather strange. Texas Tech, and it's strange in a good way. There can be strange in bad ways, but Texas Tech has put out this opportunity, and I guess I'm giving them some free advertising for this, but I think this lasts through today. They have this Red Raider rollover thing. You buy 1 ticket for the home opener, which is SFA, and with every Texas Tech home win, you get a free ticket to the next game. As long as Tech stays undefeated, you keep getting free tickets. And I believe the cheapest tickets for sale for this SFA game are $15. So essentially, you could come out, if Tech had a really good season, at $3 a pop, or season tickets for $15. That's pretty nuts. I'm not trying to advertise for them, but I'd say if finances are a question, this is not a bad idea to try to, go get.
So you're listening, this might be a good gamble.
Right there, good gamble. Only $15. You sell them all.
I don't do that.
We're not in Iowa State fans' hands or something like that. Oh, when is the first loss on the schedule at home for Texas Tech? You got TCU.
Well, you said
first,
TCU,
right?
so yeah.
No, I picked TCU to win.
Oh, okay. Yes, TCU would be the first.
To win. So TCU, then Iowa State, then
Kansas State.
K-State are the final 3. What's the third home game? I'm already blanking.
Third home game is TCU.
Oh, okay. So where am I missing?
TCU, Kansas State, Iowa State, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State's last. Could be a fun season.
I heard it and a relatively cheap one. If you're lucky. You got to get in on that today, though, right?
Yeah. Hey, we got a text that's very similar to the text that set Rob Verby off on his rant. So I'm going to let you go on a rant in a little bit if you would like. Well, we'll see. We got some other thoughts from the Yates Frank Center chat line. We'll dive into some of those. Take a look at the calendar. Coming up next, and Lucas. They're streaking still. I'll tell you what that means as well. It's the end of the bench on 100.7 Score.
On the Double
WT Sports Network, this is the Wreckham Report, presented by Lubbock Truck Sales.
Texas Tech football is just 10 days away from kicking off the season, and the Red Raiders now know who the quarterback's going to be taking the snaps against Houston on September 4th. Tech head coach Matt Wells announced on Tuesday that Tyler Shark will be the QB1 for the upcoming season. The Oregon transfer helped lead the Ducks to a 5-2 record and a Pac-12 title last season, where he threw for 1,559 yards and 13 touchdowns. While the QB competition is over for this fall, Coach Wells said the other quarterbacks on the team have taken the news very well.
Be one guy that plays it. There needs to be a lot of eyes on the sidelines helping that guy, a lot of encouragement and support, and I don't have any reason to believe they won't be.
The Red Raiders kick the season off on September 4th against the Houston Cougars, giving that game and every game on WT 97.3. And don't forget, the Texas Tech soccer team will be back at home tomorrow night when they play Hartford in the second home match of the season. That's today's Wreckham Report on the WT Sports Network.
Supporting the Red Raiders, that's what we do at Lubbock Truck Sales. Serving the South Plains since 1990, this is a family-built and owned company by James and Cody Cusey. Because when you need to do some serious hauling, Lubbock Truck Sales has the trucks and trailers built by the names you trust, both new and used. Plus, there's a 26-bay service department, body shop, and we can source any part you need. For sales, service, and support, come to Lubbock Truck Sales at Route 289 on the Slayton Highway. Lubbock Truck Sales, proud to travel with the Red Raiders.
What is sports? Sports is family. It's mom driving everyone to soccer practice. It's dad showing you how to throw a curveball. It's tailgating together before the big kickoff. It's your folks giving you the loudest cheer from the stands when coach finally puts you in the game. Sports is family, and that's why we love it. It's 100.7 The Score.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. When Oklahoma and Texas deep six the Big 12 to join the SEC, the Shockwaves jolted the novice commissioners of the other Power 5 conferences. They would be the ACC, Big 10, and of course the Pac-12. In response, they just formed an alliance. The only thing they've committed to paper are their logos, which served as a background for a relatively content-free joint press conference. Beyond the smoke and mirrors, folks, the alliance seems to be driven by three existential fears. One is that the entire NCAA business model is crumbling due to the name, image, and likeness issues spiraling out of control. The second fear is that the SEC's 16-team super conference status will dominate ratings and rankings. The final fear is that the wounded Big 12 may try to poach other schools. The wild card here is Notre Dame football, which isn't among the 41 schools within the alliance. It's going to be interesting to see what the Fighting Irish decide to do in reaction. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Hey everybody, Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. In fact, over 1 million homeowners took advantage of refinancing or buying a new home with Rocket Mortgage. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase again, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. With an official mortgage review from Rocket Mortgage, you'll see just how much money you could save by making a move right now. Don't look back over these next few weeks and wish that you had taken action. You could save hundreds on your mortgage payments or pay off your home loan earlier than planned. You could even take cash out of your home to pay off high-interest debt, complete home repairs, or bulk up on an emergency fund. When you want to secure a low rate, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com. Rocket. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states and NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 33.
If you're mowing, raking, mulching, planting, watering, or seeding, take us along when you're yard working. If you've got your phone, you've got us. Listen to our live stream on the 100.7 The Score app. No matter the sport, we are there. The end of the bench on 100.7 The Score.
It is the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. He's David Collier. I'm Trace Woodman. We're with you till 11 o'clock this morning. Hit us up. We'll have those thoughts and comments. Several of you have on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Now, this is a very similar text to the one we got. The ignited the Verb rant. Now, Verby was a person that loved to just let everything blow up. He's the I'm fine guy. We're fine, we're good, until it exploded. So I'm still learning you, Collier. But we'll see how you react to this one. You're the sports director at a Lubbock TV station. How do you not know it is We Is Our? They misspelled it too, just to let you know. I don't think I have to say anything after We Is Our. That's the greatest when, someone's angry, big mad, and then,
maybe they were just joking. I'm trying to be the nice guy.
Maybe they were.
Maybe they were just following along with the joke. Maybe they knew that I was kind of making fun of a hashtag, that I was flipping all of the words around and, not taking the hashtag too seriously.
You're too kind.
Maybe that's what it was.
Guys, if you really want to go off on a rant, it's Boise State.
No, I'm good. 100% good.
Did you take your pills this morning?
I actually didn't. I did not.
I forgot mine too. This is not a joke. I have crossed the threshold of 30, and this week have started to have to take old man medicine. I got 2 pills every day now.
I take 2 every day.
It's pretty good for being beyond 40. Only 2.
I take one right before the show because apparently I'm too hyper during the show. So I kind of chill down a little bit. Yeah, I take one right before the show.
Got that really
So I don't let anything bother me. Like people complaining that I don't know about a hashtag for a football team.
Or not. You're right. They know about
playing along with the sarcastic joke. I did want to respond with, you're a person responding on the chat line and you can't get sarcasm, but I didn't do that.
Hey Lucas,
I will admit, unlike other people in this town, I don't know everything, and I'm totally fine with that.
Hold up. Did you know that there was, Cam was the only senior that year?
I did. Dang it.
Then I too don't know anything.
And
everything, sorry.
And of course I've already forgotten at this point, but because Hacks actually asked me after the fact, like this past baseball season, if I knew the seniors on the team, and I was like, Connor Queen.
Was it right?
I'm pretty sure about it.
I think you're right.
Once it goes to the next season, you move on to the next one.
Now we got excuses. I wish we had them built in then. The whole super senior thing and figuring out, we've got an excuse for 5 years right now.
I just hope everybody does the same thing at Texas Tech, because the football program's doing the super senior thing. I hope everybody else.
So everybody is what they're supposed to be.
Yes.
Baseball didn't do that. You were a freshman the second time around.
But maybe they lock it in this calendar year. You know what I'm saying? Hey, from now on we're all going to be uniform. I hope so, because it's confusing enough.
It is extremely confusing.
I mean, come on, I can't even figure out We Us Our.
Hey Lucas, your Orioles lost, just to make sure you're aware of that. Yeah, 19.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him. I gotta be good enough at something. Except I'm kind of not rooting for him because I may be rooting for the Rangers to get the draft pick. I don't know. I'm torn. I do want to see him get it.
Lucas needs to win at something now, even if it comes from losing.
It's the worst losing streak in history. So right now, 4 away from tying the all-time worst, 2 away from tying the Orioles' worst when they started 0-21 back in '88. So it could happen.
And just looking at the schedule, we got the Angels 2 more times, and then the Rays, and then the Blue Jays. So
it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We might do one of our pick'em things if it's still alive on Friday. Will the Orioles break the streak? Also, I saw one of the worst baseball swings I've ever seen in my life yesterday.
You were watching me at practice.
Yeah. Javi Baez, actually, but you and Javi is about the same size and feisty. That's possible.
I'm going to have to go find this. I want to see it.
You have not seen the Javi Baez swing?
Nope.
Okay, the mound is, I should probably know the exact distance. Mound to home.
Isn't this 60 feet?
That's what I thought. I just didn't want to say it wrong. Sometimes I mix up the Little League. On the money. 60 feet 6 inches.
Yeah, wow. Maybe I do.
You knew something.
Wow, it's crazy.
Not completely inept over here. 60 feet 6 inches.
We, us, and our are proud of him.
I'm gonna estimate he had his swing finished by the time the ball was 5 feet away. Finished. Started the swing about 20 feet from home plate.
Where can I find the swing? This is disappointing.
It's on Twitter, Javi Baez. While he searches for that, we'll take a look at the calendar.
Your daily look at what's happening in the world of sports, birthdays, and holidays. Let's check the calendar.
Happy Wednesday. Okay, you're seeing this. It is one of the worst swings I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. Javi Baez is the strikeout king. He also does a lot of fun things. But
it's got a good glove.
that ball, if you haven't seen it, go treat yourself. Go search.
I'm not gonna make too much fun. Nightmares from high school right there for me.
Change up. They can get you. Today is Wednesday, August the 25th. On this day, Mr. Collier, something pretty important in Cowboys franchise history.
Barry Switzer was hired.
We're a little late in the process. I don't know, when did Jimmy get fired?
That could have happened. Then I don't know. But, okay, sorry.
2016, a little later than that. Tony Romo fractured vertebrae in his back in a preseason game against the Seahawks, which opened the door for one Dakota Prescott to be the quarterback. And that's where we sit now.
With another injured quarterback.
Thanks. Didn't have to bring that up. So that happened 5 years ago today.
So I don't feel as bad that Dak isn't playing. Well, clearly wouldn't play today.
I'm kind of cool with him not playing in the preseason. All right, let's get the wrinkles out in the first 3 games where we lose 3 in a row, and then we'll be good after that. Kiss and make up day. So you're fighting with someone, it's a good time to fix that. Willing to lend a hand Wednesday. Could be helpful. National Park Service Founders Day.
I'm sure you and Jamie celebrate that, right?
We'll probably be at a national park about 11 days from now.
Which one?
White Sands. Heading that direction.
You and Jamie?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't hike with him on sand. Holy cow. Dude's too fast. He once tried to kill me.
Is that the bear story?
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
No, that was the one where I passed out while we were walking. He just kept going.
Thought you just needed a break.
No, I fell asleep while I was walking. I kept going for it was weird. National
Oxygen.
Whiskey Sour Day? Seems like your drink.
I haven't had one in a long time.
I haven't either. I'm not
mind it.
Yeah, I'm not against them.
Let's get it started right now.
All right, Lucas. Pull him. Chuck's got a special stash of stuff under his desk. I really don't think I'm joking about that either. Probably not the whiskey, but I think he has other stuff. National Banana Split Day. Save the best one for last. Don't say you don't like banana splits.
No, it's a lot. It's a big to do.
Yeah. It's something you gotta get somewhere, because it's really not worth doing at home. You have to buy so much stuff.
And it seems by the end of it, you're just like shoveling it in and not really wanting to finish it off type deal. A little much. All that stuff going on. I'd rather just have the banana by itself. Big banana guy.
I am too, but I like it with ice cream. Blake Lively has a birthday today.
Yeah. A lot of pretty cool birthdays.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah.
Your achy breaky heart. He's 60. Sean Connery. I forgot he died last year. R.I.P. Who else you got?
Elvis Costello. You probably don't know who that is. Gene Simmons. You probably don't know who that is.
Who it is?
Marvin Harrison. Yes, Kiss, correct. Marvin Harrison's birthday. Tim Burton, director.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy birthday all. We're getting into Texas Tech football. realignment, and the like. Coming up next on 100.7 The Score. Robert Orientine. No, I missed it!
This is 100.7 The Score.
Yeah, I let go of my hand and said, okay, see ya, got it from here. But that does work that way from kid to kid to kid. And my oldest was certainly, I did the old, I'm very proud of you. You can tell me anything. I'm your guy. I'm your, it's just like, get away from me. Dad. The Press Box. Weekdays 1 to 3 on 100.7 The Score. Game on, Lubbock. 100.7 The Score lives in the First United Bank Studios. The end of the bench from 9 to 11. The bottom line carries the lunch break from 11 to 1 with the Press Box from 1 to 3 every Monday through Friday.
This is no get-together. This is a party.
Local live sports every weekday to get you through your workday. The First United Bank Studios and 100.7 The Score. Game on, Lubbock.
Tech fans, Red Raider football season tickets are on sale now, and we want you to be at Jones AT&T Stadium this fall to cheer on your Red Raiders. Season tickets are starting at just $150. That's right, you can be there for all 6 home games for just $25 each. Don't wait any longer, lock in your seats today, and be there this fall to make Jones AT&T Stadium the best home field advantage in the nation. Visit TexasTech.com or call 806-742-TECH to get your tickets today. Red Raider football, our town, our team.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare young people in Texas for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Giving you more than just the score. 100.7 The Score.
With your Double T Network Sports Center, I'm Jeff McGuire. Texas Tech football head coach Matt Wells named Tyler Shook the starting quarterback for the upcoming season. He and the rest of the Red Raiders are putting the game plan for the University of Houston on September 4th. You can hear it on Double T, 97.3 and 100.7 The Score.
The set. The payoff kick for Peters. And a high drive well hit to right field. Back goes Johnson still going, and that ball is history. It's an opposite field, 3-run Jimmy Jack for DJ Peters. He has busted this ball game open. The Rangers lead it 7-3.
Texas Rangers got a pair of 3-run Jimmy Jacks in a 7-3 win over the Cleveland Indians. Game 2 tonight at 5:30 on Double T, 97.3. Houston Astros playing the Kansas City Royals 4-0. Rubber matches today at 12:35 on 100.7 The Score. Dallas Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd has added Jared Dudley to his staff. Dudley was on the Lakers roster last season and played there while Kidd was on staff. He was also on the Lakers in 2020 when they won the NBA championship. High School Fan Zone tonight has coaches from Friendship and Cooper coming in to preview their upcoming season. It all starts at 7 on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. On air, online, on your smart speaker, Double T 97.3. I'm Jeff McGuire with the Double T Sports Network.
We know you've got a lot to say. Let us have it. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Let the tweeting begin!
At 107 The Score. Not the starters, but we are on the team. This is the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score.
So glad to be with you on a hump day. It is the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. He's David. I'm Choice. Lucas back behind the glass, spinning out the tunes. Hit us up, as many of you have. We're going to catch up on some of those thoughts on the Yates Flooring Center chat line right now. and also give you our thoughts-ish on what we saw from the press conference with the Alliance. Also, sort of an announcement post-press conference from George Kliavkoff saying they will will announce a decision by the end of the week when it comes to conference expansion. Now, we kind of heard that was going to happen yesterday, but since this is coming from the horse's mouth, I would anticipate we'll actually get something by the end of the week from George Kliavkoff and the Pac-12 Conference. But I'm all in on your SEC idea. Yeah, totally drinking the beer with you. It's going to happen because this is SEC versus the world thing, right? That's what I took away from yesterday, which when they announced this initially, that's what I took away anyway. This is SEC against the rest of them. SEC wants the power. They want to run college football. They already kind of do. And Big Ten, Pac-12, ACC are all saying, hey, this is a power struggle. We can't let them do everything. Even if they're just convincing themselves that that's what they're doing.
How much do you think, though, the Big Ten really cares about this alliance in the grand scheme of things?
Very little, because they have clearly the most power out of the other three, the alliance. That's why there is nothing put to paper. In my opinion.
I tried last night to think of a trio that this group reminds you of, because the one guy that's just talking way too much and is talking so much that obviously he's trying to hide something in the situation is clearly the Pac-12.
Okay, you put out on the tweet yesterday a GIF, whatever you want to call it, of the three amigos trying to compare these three. Wait, so who's the talker here?
Well, the Pac-12 is the talker. They're saying all this stuff, and they're throwing all this stuff out there. You know, they're probably saying too much. I mean,
yeah.
You know, you don't, like I said earlier, actions speak louder than words here. You don't need to talk that much if you are truly and totally believe that you're as powerful as you say you are, right?
Right.
So I can't think of a great trio. I mean, I think of random trios like the guys from The Hangover, and I don't know who Zach Galifianakis would be out of that crew. Who would be the Pac-12 out of the three of us?
I would say Zach Galifianakis in that crew is Jim Phillips, saying the most nonsensical stuff. Hey, the Big 12 matters to us. We really care about the Big 12. It's important for college football. So, that's mine. I'm trying to think of a good trio.
Yeah, there's not a good trio. I mean, I'm sure there's a good one that we can try to figure out. We can do it with the three of us, but I don't know, that might hurt feelings. We've got a sensitive crew here.
We do have a very sensitive crew here, so I would be... Yeah, we should still do it with us. No, I think that...
the listeners on the Youth Center chat line will provide us... Who is Lucas? Is Lucas the Pac-12, the Big Ten, or the ACC, and the rest of us?
Tell us on the Youth Center chat line. I mean, I think Jim Phillips' comments on the Big 12 Conference were all you needed to see from the whole thing. Hey, we care. We don't care enough to have them be here with us. Yeah, if you care that much about the Big 12, it would be a 4-team alliance, 4-conference alliance, pardon me. But they don't care. It doesn't matter. We care about some individual members maybe in there, so they can end up in Power 5 conferences. I don't know. I took a whole big heaping pile of nothing away from yesterday. I don't know what I expected, because that's usually how these things go. But I guess I expected some sort of revelation. We still didn't really learn about the contracts of games, or how scheduling is going to
be. That was it was an alliance of scheduling, and
but we're not taking away anything immediate, or we're not.
Well, then, they even said, well, to be fair, we've actually already had this alliance when it comes to scheduling. We've worked together, whether it be through bowl games, or we already have the Big Ten ACC Challenge. And we're like, well, why are you telling us about stuff that you've already been doing? We were well aware of these different things. Wait a minute, you guys play bowl games against each other?
Yeah.
No way. It was a mess. the whole Big 12 thing just was very off-putting as well. It was just like, oh yeah, we really respect Bob Bowlesby. He's done a great job of trying to keep that conference together, which we are going to take any teams we can if we need to in the future from. But, you know, basically, we love you, Bob.
We love you, Bob. We're going to poach you pretty hard. Or maybe not. We'll find out. This from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. I like it. LFA. Listener League is doing our part. We moved away from ESPN to Yahoo to host our fantasy football league. Hey, everybody do their part. I like it. Another one. Is it just about official? Texas Tech is not getting invited to a Power 5 conference because of bad football. Same texter also said, do y'all think the Wannstedt talk about Texas Tech not in any conference is correct? I will say the Wannstedt thing, I would lean towards no, that's not correct. I would put some pretty serious cheddar down that the I think he put out 5 teams and their locations. That will not come to fruition exactly.
Hope not. I will say this. I mean, he's a guy that's been with Fox for a while. He's been an analyst since he hadn't been. I mean, he's been around a long time. And he used to say he didn't talk to the right people while they were doing this, and maybe they were just giving him, ideas. I don't think that they would give him the exact teams, but he's got to know people. I mean, he worked in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh and West Virginia used to be rivals. He has to know some people that are in the know a lot more than we do. Now, why he would go out on the radio and say it is another question altogether. Why try to implode the whole thing?
That's the curious thing to me. It very much is.
Like one of the listeners or chatters on the Yates Flooring Center chat line said, he sounded like he knew what he was talking about.
He spoke very confidently. I did hear the clip as well. I just don't know. Maybe it's all wishful, hopeful thinking from me. But why would Fox tell him exactly? Why would he come out specifically with it? I mean, we had this, I saw this thing from Ryan Rousseau talking about when we did this 9 years ago, last time around. There were people that would go on ESPN and do this exact thing, or go basically talking pieces for ESPN, and then it wasn't true at all. I mean, these are people that worked for ESPN that would say, hey, this is what we're hearing, this is what it's possible. The Heather Dinenches of the time would come out and say, hey, I'm hearing that this team is going to this conference. And then we find out a week later that that's completely inaccurate. So it's so difficult to decipher what to believe and what not to. I would tell you, if you're putting emotions in it, you probably need to try not to do that, because it's going to be a roller coaster, as it has been so far. Hopefully we learn something semi-concrete on Friday, and I'm assuming Friday, from Kliavkoff saying whether or not they're expanding. That would be I don't think you can really fully trust anything unless it's coming directly from one of these conference commissioners when it comes to realignment.
Yeah, and you kind of said it there. Maybe somebody at Fox said, hey, we're gonna give this to Wannstedt because we know he'll tell anybody anything.
Maybe so.
Maybe they did that and say, hey, we'll just throw this out there and let everybody chew on this a little bit and clearly maybe go a different direction. I don't know. Hopefully that's the case. I still don't understand how Kansas State provides anything of substance in any way, shape, or form to the Pac-12 or any conference, and that's not being mean. Well, I guess it is being mean, but if you look at it, they haven't been great at football in the history except for Bill Snyder. They've never won a national title in anything, and I get it. Texas Tech has their 2, right, in track and field and
2 of them now,
and women's basketball, but they've been competitive in other sports. And they're in Texas. How does Kansas State compete with that? They don't.
No, they don't. They don't. But since and college athletics, things that haven't gone hand in hand. Make some great submissions for best trios. We get some of those.
back to actual Tech football on the other side.
100.7 score.
100.7 The Score presents A Ninth Building Museum, a fundraiser for the FiberMax Center for Discovery, featuring columnist and social media aggravate, the Farm Babe, Michelle Miller, and Kent Hance as the MC. Brought to you by Samuel Jackson and the Hearst Farm Supply. Come join us August 31st at the Lubbock Memorial Civic Center for a night of entertainment and to help preserve the history and values of American agriculture. For more information or sponsorship, visit agriculturalhistory.org. Come out and help support the FiberMax Center for Discovery and A Ninth Building Museum, featuring the Farm Babe and 100.7 The Score.
Shop the Matador for all your dorm room decor. Turn that drab space into a home sweet Texas Tech home. The Matador has a variety of flags and wall decor, including light-up metal art. Remember your favorite friends, family, or pets in a Texas Tech picture frame. Dress up your bedding with Texas Tech blankets and sheets. Add some flair to the bathroom with a Texas Tech shower curtain. Shop our newest location on 103rd and Quaker, our flagship location on the corner of Broadway and University, or shopthematador.com.
A paint doctor's a place to go when you want repairs done right. And remember, it's not the paint, it's the paint doctor. What's wrong with this paint, dude? When hell comes your way, the paint doctor will save the day. And if we own a car, who does that? The paint doctor. That's nothing, bruh. It gets you a free chair while you wait. Don't pick second or third place. Paint Doctor will always win the race. Auto body paint repair, put a glide in your ride and a smile on your face.
I loved playing high school sports. I loved the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, all the pageantry, and I wanted to keep playing. But I graduated. No colleges called, and neither did the pros. So, to stay close to the game I loved, I decided to become a high school official. You know, a referee. When I played high school sports, I learned the importance of integrity, good sportsmanship, and respect for the rules. Now as a high school official, I get to help model these same values to others. Maybe the colleges and the pros didn't call it, but the kids in Texas did. And now, I'm enjoying the competition, the camaraderie, the bands, the crowds, and all the pageantry of high school sports all over again.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process. This is 100.7 The Score.
Not to say coaching here, but I would guess all of those guys don't know that. They know they weren't good. I mean, it's like anything in life. If you're doing something that you're good at, you feel pretty confident. If you're doing something you're like, oh boy, I'm not very good at this. What was it my wife asked me about the other day? And I said, yeah, I'll try it, but I'm not going to be any good at it. If you go into it without... Now, these guys are not like that. They're confident college athletes, so they're going in thinking, I can do this. And then when it doesn't come to fruition, that's tough to... Especially... And hopefully we're done using the COVID season. Hopefully. But they were different kind of challenges. We heard Chris Level before the game always talk about, it was always the hold your breath Chris Level, who's available segment. And it sounds like the offensive line and defensive line were two of the groups that struggled with it most. Who might be here this week? And if anything, the offensive line needs continuity from the start of the week to the end of the week, from one week to the next week. And for whatever reason, COVID seemed to latch onto them and not let that happen.
Well, I think part of it is COVID hit those two groups the most because those are your guys in the trenches. Yep. And they're...
Press Box, weekdays 1 to 3 on 100.7 The Score. Game on, Lubbock. It's not about the hype. It's about the score. 100.7 The Score. Game on, Lubbock. Giving you more than just the score. 100.7 The Score.
With your Double T Network Sports Center, I'm Jeff McGuire. Texas Tech football head coach Matt Wells named Callie Shook the starting quarterback for the upcoming season. Shook transferred to Tech after starting at Oregon. He and the rest of the Red Raiders are putting the game plan for the University of Houston on September 4th. You can hear it on Double T, 97.3 and 100.7 The Score.
Close swings, and he hits one deep to right. Straight away and back, and that ball is history. A 3-run Jimmy
Jack for Nathaniel Lowe here in the top of the first. The Rangers grab a 3-0 lead.
Texas Rangers got a pair of 3-run Jimmy Jacks in a 7-3 win over the Cleveland Indians. Taylor Hearn and 4 relievers held Cleveland's offense in check after they had scored 17 runs and winning 3 straight. Game 2 tonight at 5:30 on Double T 97.3. Houston Astros blanked the Kansas City Royals 4-0. Luis Garcia pitched into the 7th inning and 2 relievers completed a 4-hitter. Rubber matches today at 12:35 on 100.7 The Score. More good news for the Astros is that Alex Bregman will be activated off the IL for today's game. Bregman has been out since he strained his left quadricep on June 15th. Bregman was hitting .275 with 7 homers and 34 RBI this season. Follow us on Facebook under Lubbock Sports Station at Double T 97.3 on Twitter and on Instagram. I'm Jeff McGuire for the Double T Sports Network.
If it's sports you want, you've come to the right place. This is 100.7 The Score. Game on, Lubbock. This is the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score. Let your voice be heard on the Score hotline at 993-1007 or hit us up on Twitter at 100.7 The Score. Oh my God! All right, one more time around the clock.
This is equal parts Scotch, absinthe, rum, gin, vermouth, triple sec, 2 packs of Splendid.
And now, this is the end of the bench on your home for midday sports talk. 100.7 The Score. Am I right? The moment. It's killing time. In the dark, all these thoughts never stop. My friend, the lonesome. It's killing time.
Hey, what's happening? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back into the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com, and yours all over the world. On the 100.7 The Score mobile app, that means those that want to can listen in Effingham, New Hampshire. Starts with an E, though. Alongside David Culver. Yeah. Sounds very British. He's David Culver. I'm Troy's Woodman. Lucas White back behind the glass taking care of us. Continue to hit us up, as several we have on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through the 100.7 The Score mobile app. To us and also on the 950 side of the AM dial. Lots rolling in, including some good trios. You were asking for trios. I don't think, the hard part is like getting ones that fit. Yeah. Like you go like Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba. Great trio. Kuna Matata. Who doesn't love it? But then who's Simba in that group? Kevin Warren, I thought, handled last year about as poorly as someone could have possibly handled COVID and...
Yeah, but in this situation, though, he is the clear leader of the bunch.
I guess he's Simba here, but who's Pumbaa? Who lets out the farts and stuff? The talker is definitely Timon. So that's George. Yeah. That's George. He's just letting it spout off. We've also got Mean Girls trio. Wasn't there 4 in the Mean Girls?
If you're counting, that's you and Lucas's wheelhouse.
You don't know Mean Girls? Okay, I'm not gonna act like we know it very well. Well, you've got I can't even think of the actress's name. Who's the main actress?
Is it Lindsay Lohan?
There we go. Thank you. You got her. That is, I guess, not officially part of them, but she gets in the group. Lucas is an official expert.
Yeah, I was about to say he's over there.
So
There's 4 to begin with.
There's 4, yeah.
And then...
So one of them could be the SEC then.
Lindsay Lohan
is the SEC then.
She's the SEC.
Right? She's not part of it?
Yes.
She takes the shots at him.
So the SEC.
Of the other ones, the really stupid blonde girl.
She's the ringleader.
Not Rachel McAdams.
No.
She's the ringleader. No, I'm talking about the stupid. Okay. Mean Girls breakdown. 3 of these doesn't fit because they're all awesome.
Right. Yeah, but if you go like actor-wise, you could make it work. like, I think Steve, well, that's all opinion based. Nobody really liked Chevy Chase that much as a coworker or human being. I've learned over the time that people hate Chevy Chase.
That's sad.
As an individual.
I don't want to peek behind the curtain.
So I'm just trying to figure out who that would be. But if we went by like the best actor of the bunch, I'm a big Steve Martin fan. But he talks a lot. You know what I'm saying?
He does. So he's probably George.
So he's probably George. Yeah. I guess Chevy, I guess he would be the Big Ten.
He's the ringleader, right? I guess. Steve Martin is as much.
Well, Martin Short would just be the ACC.
It's hard to figure out.
I'm going with Steve Martin.
They're all too awesome to compare these three to be honest. Three Stooges, Mo's Big Ten because he's the one slapping the other two around. Larry is ACC. He has the hair. Curly is the Pac because he wishes he had hair. Don't forget, Texas meat judging, livestock judging, mascot, cheer, and palm national championships. Never forget. Big 12 is Shemp because we're irrelevant.
That's a good one.
That one, it's kind of hurtful, but it's true. Someone said, this is about Dave Wannstedt. We had trouble figuring out who they were talking about. The guy y'all were speaking of should be given no credit. He acts like he knows what he's talking about, and I cannot listen to him speak because he hates Texas Tech and hates throwing the football.
I'm not a big fan of that halftime show either. Wasn't that the one with Dave Wannstedt, Matt Leinart, and Reggie Bush?
I think so. Are they all still together this time?
I don't know. Man, that's a tough watch.
Because Reggie's moved to their pregame, I think. Leinart, I think, has two. So maybe it's the halftime also. I don't know. I don't watch enough.
I've seen Reggie more in the Wendy's commercial. I can handle him in 30-second snippets.
Halftime's the time to get up and go pee. I mean, I'm go get some food, go pee. It's not time to watch a halftime show. Sorry. So, there's that. I think that I do feel better today. I don't know why. It's a roller coaster of emotions, David. But I think we're going to get a positive announcement on Friday. Do you? Do you think the Pac-12 says we are planning to add members?
Well, if they're smart, yes.
So do we think the Pac-12 is smart?
I don't know that they're very smart, to be quite honest with you. If Dave Wannstedt's so-called report is any way accurate with Kansas State going that direction, I would lean towards them not being as smart as George wants us to think that he is. I had somebody on the David Collier chat line.
Personal line?
Yeah, personal line sent me this. What if Texas is a negative for the big brain Pac-12? And if they are, my answer to that is that just proves even more how dumb they are, and you don't want to be part of the Pac-12.
Like the state of Texas?
The state of Texas.
Is a negative?
A negative.
How in the world could that be
They're so much smarter.
I think you stumbled onto something I think it was during a break. I don't think you said it on air.
I'm not smart enough to say the good stuff on air.
No, you said, what if they're just mad, big mad over everybody moving from California to Texas right now. So they're like, no, we don't like you. We're not going to play.
Well, that should be their way of getting back at everybody in Texas. Well, if you're going to move out there, we're going to steal some of your teams and make it where you have to come back out here and spend some of your money.
That would make some sense, maybe. Really hard ride here.
Oh, all right, sweet.
RG3.
It can be a right. Why can't it be a left?
Because he's right-handed.
Fair enough.
RG3?
Yep.
Did you see this news yesterday?
I did see it. I forgot to mention it during the show.
RG3 is on the TV broadcast for the Texas Tech Houston game. I don't know how I feel about this. I've never, I guess, heard him speak in a TV analyst form, so I guess we'll see. But pretty strange. Did you even know he was in TV broadcasts at this point? Wasn't he still a backup quarterback last year, this time?
I think he was, yeah.
Who was he with? Baltimore?
He was third.
Yeah, he was
third
Baltimore.
string.
Third? Okay. So, RG3 will be on the broadcast. This is our PSA time to teach you. If you don't want to listen to RG3, you can watch the television broadcast still. And tune in Brian Jensen, John Harris, Chris Lovell. Always do a great job. You can sync it up with the TV. It's a fancy thing people do nowadays. A few more thoughts in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line, and then the special stuff. We get to learn each other. It's first week of school. So we're doing the first week of school exercise. 2 truths and a lie. That's on the way. And the NIL may be working for some good in college basketball. It's the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score.
Giving you more than just the score. 100.7 The Score.
With your Double T Network Sports Center, I'm Jeff McGuire. Texas Tech football head coach Matt Wells named Callie Shook the starting quarterback for the upcoming season. He and the rest of the Red Raiders are putting the game plan for the University of Houston on September 4th. You can hear it on Double T, 97.3 and 100.7 The Score.
The set. The payoff kick for Peters. And a high drive well hit to right field. Back goes Johnson still going, and that ball is history. It's an opposite field 3-run Jimmy Jack for DJ Peters. He has busted this ball game open. The Rangers lead it 7-3.
Texas Rangers got a pair of 3-run Jimmy Jacks in a 7-3 win over the Cleveland Indians. Game 2 tonight at 5:30 on Double T, 97.3. Houston Astros blank the Kansas City Royals 4-0. Rubber matches today at 12:35 on 100.7 The Score. Dallas Mavericks head coach Jason Kidd has added Jared Dudley to his staff. Dudley was on the Lakers roster last season and played there while Kidd was on staff. He was also on the Lakers in 2020 when they won the NBA championship. High school fan zone tonight has coaches from Friendship and Cooper coming in to preview their upcoming season. It all starts at 7 on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. On air, online, on your smart speaker, Double T 97.3. I'm Jeff McGuire with the Double T Sports Network.
You can be part of the loop. Don't waste another moment.
Can I borrow your internet?
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at 107 The Score. Okay, you're still working from home. And maybe you've gotten into some bad habits. Like wearing the same sweats day after day. What? We're comfortable. And eating a family-sized bag of chips for lunch.
Oh, so we're judging now.
That's a good habit to start. Listen to our live streams at home or on the road. If you've got a phone, you got us on the 100.7 The Score.
Benchmark your business. From small problems like malware to large-scale cyber attacks, Managed Security Services offer critical protection to companies. Visual Edge IT has been securing businesses like yours for more than 2 decades. Benchmark's security services ensure your systems and data are protected at all times. And our Managed Security solution enables our experts to find and remove hidden network viruses without disruption to your business. Investing in your organization's cybersecurity before an event occurs eliminates the need for expensive recovery specialists. Benchmark takes the worry out of IT.
At this year's West Texas Home Builders Parade of Homes, Yates Flooring Center provided flooring and materials in 16 of the 21 judged homes. Wood, tile, luxury vinyl, carpet, kitchens, baths, whatever the room, whatever the style, when builders want to showcase their very best, they choose Yates Flooring Center. Shouldn't you? We're proud to be members of the West Texas Home Builders Association for more than 40 years running. This is Yates Flooring Center.
Texas means a lot of things. Here at Happy State Bank, we think it can be summed up with one word: community. With roots dating back to 1908 in Happy, Texas, we've grown to 60 locations from the Panhandle to the South Plains, the Hill Country, Dallas-Fort Worth, and in between. You'll find us doing what we do best, serving our communities with financial offerings